This story is so funny, but it's really not. I feel so bad for laughing at it. The good thing to know before I tell the story is that everyone is fine. Everyone is okay, everyone is happy, everyone is healthy. I'm feeling a bit allergic today. This story takes place in the infamous red light district of Hamburg, St. Pauli. I know in a way it's not really a travel story because I actually live in Hamburg, but it's a travel story for y'all who don't live there. And I had my bestie Ivo, my brother from another mother, visit me from Cape Town, and I really wanted to show him what the red light district of St. Pauli is all about.
While the beautiful Hanseatic city of Hamburg wows visitors with its splendid architecture and nautical beauty, her controversial, ugly stepsister St. Pauli is the real drawing point for most tourists. Just a hop, skip and jump away from the beautiful harbour, this historical no man's land for the sick, poor and lonely has evolved into one of the world's most well-known red light districts. The infamous Reeperbahn is Hamburg's party mile and hosts roughly 30 million people every year. St. Pauli, a place with its own system, own rules and own laws, always under the watchful and somewhat judgmental eye of the Bismarck statue.
So, albeit controversial at times, the behavior that Ivo and I exhibit when we're together is actually quite civil. We are very peaceful and we just want to have fun, we just want to laugh. We don't take life too seriously. So when I took him to the infamous Reeperbahn, I just really wanted to show him some crazy aspects of this district. Because it really is quite a microcosm. Own rules, its own life, its own everything. And I used to be a tour guide in Hamburg, so I kind of knew my way around quite well. However, this experience I was not ready for. I was absolutely shocked, to be quite honest. So let me explain. Now, of course, it being a red light district, St. Pauli has prostitutes. So these prostitutes, or sex workers, stand in a certain area in the district. You can usually identify them by their heavy makeup. I remember them wearing like tracksuits almost and moonbags. I don't know if they still wear that nowadays. So you'll be walking on the street and they'll come up to you and be like, hey, how's it going? Why aren't you stopping? Don't you want to listen to me? Why don't we go somewhere private? Come on, just some fun. It's just what it is. If you don't want to get bothered by them, just walk somewhere else. They are doing their job at the end of the day. So now there's a road that goes from the red light district back to the harbour. From that road, you can go into a parallel street called Herbertstraße, which basically is women standing in windows trying to get you to come and do business. Only men are allowed in that street. We didn't even go into that street. We just passed it. I should have thunk. And of course, that place is buzzing with girls. Business! As I said, they tend to be very tenacious. So we walked past them, minding our own business. They came up to us. Hey guys, do you want to have some fun? And we were like, no thanks, all good. But then like a couple of them came like, hey, come on, we can have fun together. Come on, let's have fun together. I was like, girls, no thanks, we just actually want to go home. You're so boring, why are you so boring? Let's have fun together. I don't want to have fun with you. It was like a swarm almost. And I didn't know this happened. Like they would actually stand in front of us and we couldn't really pass them. I kept on apologizing, saying, girls, no thanks, actually we're gay. And then this one girl says, oh, I don't mind if you're gay, we can still have fun. Evil really hates it when people are stupid and won't take no for an answer. I mean, don't we all? He had it. He yelled no and he pushed this one girl aside. Now you're really not supposed to touch them. But in all fairness, they were literally hanging on to us. There was no way of shaking them off other than to push them away. So he pushed this one girl and she stumbled. She didn't fall to the floor or anything. She did make a bit of a scene. Get the f*** out of here. We don't want you assholes. Piss off. Da, da, da. I said, ladies, I'm so sorry. This is just a misunderstanding. We're disappearing. We're not going to come back. So I'm sorry. Have a great evening. And toy, toy, toy. We were just happy to get out of there. And so we carried on walking. And all of a sudden, what was that? I had blacked out. I thought I'd been hit by a car. I was on the floor, I'd smashed into a wall, and I didn't know what the hell was happening. This all went so quickly though. I turned around and I see these three big, bulky, beefy guys beating up Evil. Two of them are holding his arms and the other one is like, doof, doof, doof. And then he falls to the floor and they all kick him. Guys, this was a misunderstanding. I don't know what the hell is happening right now. Then of course their attention went to me. I just remember this guy coming up to me. Last thing I remember is seeing his fist. I'm on the floor again. And moments later I get up and they're gone. They've disappeared. And he was lying on the street, has no idea what the hell just happened. And this lady at the kiosk brings us some ice and tells us to go to the police immediately. We couldn't go to the police because those guys were standing outside the police station. Obviously what had happened was that these girls told on us, bitches, and had their pimps run after us, or whoever these guys were. I remember my vision was completely blurred. My friend Evo was stumbling. We had ice packs on our faces. We must have looked terrible. We didn't even think to go to a hospital. That wasn't an option for us in that moment. I can't tell you why. We went home. We sat in my apartment and I think we drank an entire bottle of vodka. So hear me out, the story isn't over. So the next morning, we get up. I immediately run to the mirror to see what had happened to my face. And even though it was really sore, I could hardly move my jaw. I had like slight bruising, but nothing much. My hands were quite chafed. My wrists were in absolute pain. I think that came from the fall. When I saw Ivo, I laughed so hard. That poor guy looked awful. He had 2 black eyes. He was swollen. He was in pain. And I know I shouldn't laugh, but this whole thing was so absurd. Even Ivo at this point, and that's why I love him so much. He can take a situation like that and turn it into something funny. We then decided to go to the police. It was the right thing to do. We gave them our statement. Now Ivo was flying back to Cape Town the following day. He wouldn't have been able to stay to check out guys in a lineup. So this police officer asks him if he's got some time. They'll go through a whole bunch of pictures so that maybe Ivo can identify some of these guys. I wouldn't have minded spending a bit of time in an office with that police officer myself. So after about an hour, Ivo comes back down. So I ask him, did you recognize any of these guys? And he said yes, he recognized one. And so I ask him, how do you remember what they looked like? Ivo gives the best answer ever. Ivo says, oh, I remember exactly, because moments before this one guy punched me, I thought, damn, you're hot. I mean, that is hysterical. Nonetheless, I love St. Pauli and I still go there. I think the place has so many treasures, so many stories, and in a way, I feel like I've been inducted to the Hall of Fame for being part of a St. Pauli crime. That's it from me for today. I'm checking out. See you tomorrow.